Welcome everyone. We are in our second live about the global energy of the week. I am Maria Teresa de Vivo from the Healing Butterfly Touch. For those who don't know me, we are a holistic wellness center that aims to support our clients enhancing their well-being, to raise their level of awareness and reconnect with their innate ability to live a harmonious life. We're still testing what's the best time to do these lives. Perhaps next week we're going to do it at the end of the day for Australia, which will be the beginning of the day back in Colombia, where I'm from. So I'm thinking that perhaps I'm going to do two lives, one in English for the people in Australia and one in Spanish, because a few of the people that know me don't speak English. So I'm thinking we'll do this in both languages to support those who would like to hear what I'm saying but are not able to understand English. So today we're speaking about the global energy of the week between the 15th of February and the 21st. It's the 7th week of the year 2021. And 7, first of all, is a number that's quite intense. And it's in the 7 rays of light and initiation, corresponds to the ceremonial order and magic. For those who know a little bit about the chakras, 7 corresponds to the crown chakra, which allow us to connect a little bit to our highest self, and then to our divinity, to that part of us that is part of the creative force that unites us with God and the messages that are coming from our intuition. So 7 is a number that will help us heal and transform. As long as we are doing the process consciously, it will help us remember our divinity, and it will help us on the process of healing and transformation. It could also help us trust. And so this week has the theme of trust. So sometimes we receive some messages, some guidance, and the hardest part is to trust those messages, because our human mind wants to have it all worked out, wants to know everything, A, B, C, and know the whole plan, but it doesn't work that way. You are given a step, and so you need to make that decision in order for the next step to be revealed, and it requires a lot of trust. So 7 is about trust, and if we are not in trust, we are in fear. And so perhaps a lot of the things that you are going through, it might give you a little bit of an anxiety and a feeling of, oh no, I don't think I could do this. But perhaps it's time to connect to higher self, to do some meditation, to have some quiet time, so you can actually connect to that part of you that knows where to go and what's the next step. Now, 2021 is a year 5, as we mentioned last time. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 1 is 5. It's a year of change. It's a year where we are going to be evaluating and understanding what's happening around us. And due to that, we are making different changes. So 7 plus 5 is 12. And 12 will ask us to turn things upside down. So this week you may feel that life has to change a little bit. 3 plus 4 is 12. 3 is it's related to the divine plan. So a lot of the time we will need to really rely on what we are giving. What we are given. So we really need to listen to those messages coming from our heart, those things that we know, this is the next step, but our mind says, no, it's not possible. So 3 times 4, 4 being the material world related to the 4 cardinal points. So we're bringing the divinity to earth. And so we are required to really follow the plan that it's been given to us, and let go of all the mind desires so we can actually align to the greater plan. So you may already from last week, because last week was a week of let's say re-evaluation, a week where we were going, this is not what I want to do, this is not the life I want to live, or this is not the thing I want to continue doing in my life. This is the week where we're going to trust that guidance is what we need to use to take the next step. So the week starts on the 15th. So if we look at the 15 as a number, it requires for us to make a decision. 15 gives us a decision point. So what am I going to do with this guidance that I have received? Am I going to follow through, or am I going to go back to the old because I'm scared, I'm fearful? Because it's not easy, making these changes it's not easy. I know it myself. I've done lots of changes in my life, as many of the people that know me know that I have done massive and very radical changes in my life, and I understand it's not easy to make these such decisions. But then this week you're confronted with that. Who am I going to follow? Am I going to follow the voice of my heart, or am I going to follow that mind that keeps us anxious and out of balance? And so 15 will ask you to be willing to be obedient to those messages. And 15 plus 2 is 17, which is, 2 is the month of February is 2. 15 plus 2 tells us it's the 17. 17 is the Holy Grail, and the Holy Grail wants us to be used by the light. So the light in this sense is, what is that guidance you have received? You need to align to what you've been given. What are you going to do? Are you going to follow, or are you going to go back? So if you are willing to listen to that inner guidance, there will be a process of alignment within your soul. And so 17 plus the 5 of the year gives 22. 13, 4. 22 is called the master builder. It's not an easy number because it's a master number. All numbers that are multiples of 11 are master numbers. And 22 is the master builder. It's wanting to build a new structure that will uplift self and others. So it will require some letting go, destruction of the old, so you can actually start building on new foundations. And then the 13, because it's 22, 13, 4, the 13 will ask you to go back to your essence. There is a need to really connect to who you truly are. Not just the appearance, not just those who, those that want to please others and look good. No. This will ask you to really connect to who you truly are. The 13, sorry, there's a little bit of a poor connection. 13 wants you to reconnect to who you truly are. Go back to your bones, to your essence. So that new structure is not any structure. It's a real structure. Who are you? What do you want to build in your life? How do you want to live your life? Are you going to continue with the old because it's easy, because it's what you know, but it's what you don't like? Or are you going to move forward with your guidance? Are you going to do what your heart is saying that you need to do now? The week finishes on the 21st, And 21 is a number that talks about giving birth to an idea. So from the 15th, when we make a decision, to the 21st, when we finally say, well, this is it, this is what I'm doing. It's a week of working out what you're going to do. So the 21 could have a moment of, that little child that has like the tantrum and say, but it's too hard, this is too difficult, why me? It's all, but at the end it will realize all its gifts. So it's a day of realization that all the gifts you've been given are to be shared with the world. And perhaps then you're ready to move forward with what you want to create in your life. So 21 and 2 of the month is 23. I mentioned number 23 last week because the year 2021 can also be looked as a 23 year, 20 plus 2 plus 1. And 23 is a number that will ask us to really feel within ourselves what is it that will bring us closer to the light. And when I say light, it doesn't need to be like you're going to go on a spiritual path and so on. It means that you are going to follow the light of the guidance you're receiving within yourself. Yeah? What will bring you and will align you to that you're being told, that your heart is saying, this is the direction we need to move to, we need to say, if you are working in the building industry, let's say, well, it's time to move into a more ecological kind of type of building kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Oh, but this is controversial because people won't like that. I'm not going to be using cement anymore, but I'm going to use this, whatever it is that you work on. But you may be feeling the need to change the way you're doing things. And so when I say light, I refer to that guidance that you're receiving in your heart. And it's the one that is aligning us to who we truly are. And so on the 21st, 21 plus 2, will ask us to listen carefully. And it could be a bit emotional. It will keep us up and down because, no, this is too hard. No, but this is what I want. Or no, but what is going to happen? But then at the end, this will help us uplift our mind. Uplift our mind and really be true to ourselves. So we are in a time of being true to ourselves. We cannot live being dishonest with ourselves. We cannot live a life that is not true to ourselves. Otherwise, we're going to be frustrated. And many people do this because it's scary, because it's not, it's the unknown path. It's the unknown path. But it's not the life that they want to live. So you will see around people that live frustrated, angry, sad, because they say, well, I would have loved to do this, but, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. It's in our minds. It's not true. So this week we are asked to really trust that intuition, that voice, that inner guidance that's telling us to move forward with what we are told. Now 23 plus 5 of the year is 28. And 28 talks about being courageous. So taking that ability to really trust what we've been given and move forward with what that guidance is. It asks us to be courageous and step in a new direction according to what we're feeling in our hearts. So 10 will ask us to step on our 2 feet and move forward even though it's too scary. The 10 will want to stay near the skirt of the mother because it's the safe place. But actually the work is to let go of the skirt and say, well, this is the new path I'm taking, and it's a 1, so it's a new direction. So this whole week is a week of, oh my goodness, I'm feeling this is not the life I want. What way am I gonna go? Am I going to continue living a lie because it's safe, because it's accepted? Or am I going to be true to myself? And then make that decision and move forward with courage that is the way that will work for you, is the way that will keep you happy. It's going to be the way, it's the way that will keep you aligned and feeling really in peace, with inner peace, because you know you're following your truth. Now, astrologically, and I mentioned last week, I'm not an astrologer, so I have no my expertise is not that area. I know there are 6 planets that are in Aquarius right now, and Aquarius is the sign that will ask us to be more humanitarians. Is the one that is asking us to look beyond the just the self. What's the word? Sorry, I've lost the word. But anyway, it asks us to really look at ways of working together in collaboration, cooperation for the greatest good, not just the self. And so we will be feeling an influence and changing the way we are looking at things. Before, we were competing with others and finding the ways that we could get richer or better or more powerful and so on. But now we are being told this is not a way that will support us in the bigger group. So how are you going to change the way you look at things so we can work together? So perhaps the ideas and the ways that you've been given at the moment and the way that needs to be changed in your life is because the way we're working before is not one that will bring all of us up. It's one that was just good for yourself, but that's no longer part of the current energy. We are moving into a higher level of awareness as a big community, you know, and that's why we're going through these massive issues around the world, because we were asked to stop and to reevaluate the life we're living. We could not continue as we were. So I know it's been very painful for many, and life has really turned us upside down in some countries more than in others. I'm fortunate to live in Australia, where things are a little less radical for us. But in general, everyone has been asked to reevaluate what they are doing with their lives and how they are doing it, and how they could be more supportive of the greater group, not just the self. So again, this is the energy, the global energy. Of course, at a personal level, and depending on each of our current cycles, we'll experience this energy in one or another way. So it's also good to look at your own personal cycles, so you can see where you're at in this, in the micro cosmos, let's say, within that big energy that is affecting the whole world at the moment. So in general, we're just going through a massive change. The old has to go, the new has to start, and we need to make our decisions so we can move forward and align to who we truly are. I know it's not easy, but really at the end, the most satisfying way will be the one that will that if you follow your inner truth, that's the one that will be truly satisfying. Just trust that this is the way. Now, if you would like to know a little bit more about the courses I run, or even if you want to have your own numerology chart done, please send me a message, and I'm really happy to talk to you in more detail about all those things. I hope this has been helpful for you. If you have any questions at all, leave it there on the chat, or even now that we're still live, you could ask any questions about what I just said. Or if there's nothing, then thank you for being connected and being here with me today. Bye-bye.